everybody? Welcome to another episode of Leave It on the Court podcast with your boy Jay Dimes and my little brother Jan S, where we talk about NBA basketball, everything basketball. Before we get started, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell. You feel me? Today's topics will be MVP criteria. Should there be a criteria? Should they have like a certain point that they should call before you call MVP? We're going to talk about should the Warriors blow up their team if they don't make the playoffs at all? And we are going to talk about the All NBA team. You know what I'm saying? Early All NBA team predictions. With that being said, let's go.
I'm excited to get into this MVP stuff, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of controversy or some controversy over selections over the past years on who should be NBA MVP and how they came to that particular selection.
hmm
So, if I was to come to you and ask you, hey, what's the NBA MVP criteria? How do they choose the NBA MVP? What would you say?
They don't have one. They don't have like they. It seems like it's a popularity contest in some ways. In some ways, it seems like and you can't really answer that question because you can be on a losing team or a middle ground team and win the MVP. We've seen that before. We've
Yeah.
seen teams with great records with that have too many players, but one player that stands out, but he doesn't win the MVP. Like with Luca, his team usually be in the mid range, but he's never in the top, like 1 to 2 range of MVP votes, even though he dang near averages 40 a game and a triple double. But when we talk about the MVP vote, we got the usual suspects, the MBs, if he healthy, Giannis, Jokic, and stuff. And I feel like that it's not fair. I feel like that MVP should be based on something. It should be wins, points, defense, just the whole line of things, and then the person who brings the most to their team with that should be the person that wins the MVP instead of it being the popularity contest, who we like the most type thing, so far as the writers and stuff.
Okay. I I kind of try to break it down as best I can when thinking about the NBA MVP. When you brought this topic to me, I started thinking about, okay, well, how in the hell would I choose an MVP? Now, what I came up with, it may be true, may be false. I don't know. I think you just spoke on it. One, I came up with a list of about five things. One was
Mm.
like the narrative. I think you spoke on that. What spin did the media put on a particular player at a particular time? Like who's their favorite? What story are they telling about said NBA player? Okay. Two, I came up with wins. Which player is on a winning team? Okay. Three, the history of that player. Like back when I think Kobe got his very last one, it was kind of like, man, he don't really have three, four, five MVPs like he should. Maybe it's just time for him to win. So as long as he's close in stats to, whoever,
Popularity, yeah,
yeah,
popularity
popularity.
contest, yeah.
Um, I came up with did that player have big moments during the season? Did he have that Steph Curry bang, bang?
Yeah.
Or it just things like that as far as like big moments. What did he do during this season?
hmm
And then um, what I also noticed is advanced stats is playing a big role in
hmm
choosing MVP. What was your plus minus? What was your PER this season? Uh,
hmm
how did you affect the game from an advanced stat perspective to get your MVP? So after looking up a couple of things, I did find out that the NBA MVP is voted on by media members, 99 of them, and then 1% of the vote is allocated to fans. So if 99 media members is making a vote and then you got one vote from the fans, do you think you would make any changes on who votes for NBA MVP?
I honestly think the fans, just like for All Star, they should vote MVP, but it it should have. I think it should be like 50-50 because media is so finicky. You know what I mean? Media brings their own personal agenda into things and what they think about players and or what's the word on players into their criteria for voting. And the ones that sit up here and say they don't, they lying. You know what I'm saying? If a player that's super raw, let's say a Luca, right? And you
Right.
interview, you're a voter, and you interview him, but he's a butthead when you interview him. Like he not getting your vote. You can sit up here and lie and play games all you want, or whatever. You not going. I don't like this dude. Every time I try to interview him, he'll never want to give me an interview. When he do, give me short quotes and stuff like that. I don't like this dude, so he's
Yeah.
not getting my votes. So you know what I mean. And when you're a media person, you feel like you know more than the average person. So you a little more insulted than the average person because you like I study you and stuff, so you not giving me an interview or answering these questions it's an insult to me because I know about the game. You know what I'm saying? So all these things have personal agendas. With fans, it's like an eye test. You don't deal with these dudes on an everyday everyday type scenario. All you do is see them from afar. So all you can do is base it off their game. You know what I mean? And I think that you know what I think would be cool if they had like a way that you can become a serious voter by something you do to be a part of it. Like, you know what I'm saying, a contest or
I like that a lot. I like
a media like you're trying to become a media personality, but you show that you are really into it, like how we are, like we geeks about the NBA and nerds, and you gotta do surveys, questions, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then this is the panel of people. You know, pick a 10 from each country or something like that, and you gotta do something to be a part of that. So that way, when you make a vote, it has some type of merit to it instead of you just saying, "Oh, I like Kevin Durant." Vote. Like, you know what I'm saying?
kind of like a
So
an NBA IQ test.
yeah, it's something like that, but for the fans, and then that way you can integrate the serious fans who like the NBA, who really study the NBA, to a chance of being a part of it, and then it won't seem like it just be strictly just who I like. It'll be people who really like, you know, really want to be a part of it, and then they can make it an event, a whole thing. They can set up a boardroom, anything, and make it an MVP voting thing, and boom, and they in there like the when you vote for president, you go to a booth. These 50 people are the people that win the contest. They're gonna
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
into this. They're gonna walk into this booth, make their votes, and when they come out, you know what I'm saying, like that's, and then you can make it a thing, and then the numbers tally right there in your face, and boom, there you got your MVP out of these certain amount of players. I think that would be like dope.
Yeah, at first I was going to disagree with you as far as like the fans because I remember when like I think was that Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose after like he tore his knee the next season he played like 3 games. He got like one vote from the fans, like one first place vote after
Hmm.
only playing 3 games. So
Hmm.
until you when you said that IQ test, I was like, okay, I feel that. Like I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
you know what? I think the NBA players, each and every last one of them should vote on the NBA MVP as well. I think they should be a
I
part.
like that. I like
Because
that too.
I think more so than anybody on a planet, they would
They
know
know.
who
Like we can't. This
the
dude, y'all
MVP.
think y'all know, but this dude is a headache. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand y'all might not see him as the MVP, but of course it would have the same criteria. That's why I say it should be a set criteria. If you give an NBA player or a true fan criteria what you gotta vote on, and they go, okay, by this criteria, this dude is a killer for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to talk about a score, okay, I'm gonna just go look. I love the way his game goes down except for defense, right? You got a top elite scorer. He can pass. He can dribble. I mean, he can rebound on both sides, but he doesn't play that much defense. Then you got somebody like SGA. He can score, he can rebound, he can pass, but his defense is a little bit better. But that comes back, that brings down his offensive numbers because he plays more defense. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
who is more of a headache? I'm gonna say Luka. I'm gonna say Luka. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this dude play a little more defense, but every single time I come down on offense, it's a chance. he gonna he gonna bust my ass for real. Like, you know what I mean? So players know that. Like, yo, hey, don't get me wrong, SGA is smooth, man. Yeah, but dude, this dude right here, like I lose sleep. I gotta you know what I'm saying? 9 o'clock bedtime for this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? SGA, I might go to sleep at like 10. You know, blah blah blah. I know I gotta work a little bit harder on offense, but you know, this dude was like, man,
I
Kobe 10 and 10. That's crazy.
so it's safe to say for you, like if you were to pick MVP right now, it'd be Luka Doncic then.
I mean, of course, wins come into play. Of course, I'm not just going to ignore
Right.
that. No, if I'm going to vote for MVP, I'm right along with everybody else. Jokic. Without him, you can tell that team. You know what I'm saying? They won't fall all the way off a cliff, but they'll drop a little. You know what I
It
mean?
would drop a little.
So he is essentially like the most valuable player on the one of the best teams in league. But if I had to make a true vote, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, I just know why they ain't doing it because he doesn't have enough years on his belt. But Anthony Edwards would be my MVP because without Cat, he still got Minnesota playing good ball, man.
Okay.
And he has big moments, which you was talking about.
They do.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He has a couple of them things. Then this last past week or whatever, the dunk where he hurled around the world, like, oh my God, the man literally almost broke his finger and gave somebody a concussion. Like, that's
Post it on the leave it on the court TikTok page. Find it, like,
yes,
share it,
yes,
because
man. So if you want to talk, and then you want to talk about personality and everything that they're basing it off of, we're going to go by the NBA criteria, MVP. He should be right up there. But I truly believe that he's not up there because of he hasn't laid enough groundwork to be put in there yet. They like, oh, let's see that another year or two, and then you'll be like entrenched in the MVP voting.
see, and I think that comes back to the media narrative, the spin. Is he a likable player?
Mhm.
Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP ever. Well, he was just so likable. Everybody
Mhm.
loved the dude. So I
But see, everybody like Ant-Man too. But see, Joker, you can't ignore Joker. You can't ignore
exactly.
Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Even when Joker's dry attitude, he's a blue collar dude. And you know, a lot of these media people are old school guys, old school blue collar, hardworking, wake up in the morning. And
Uh-huh.
Jokic fits that. If you notice, everybody loves Jokic because he just picks up his lunchbox and come kick your butt every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't need all the chains. I don't need all the glitz. I really rather not be here, but since I'm good at it, I'm just gonna carry my.
Right,
You know,
right.
he's that guy. Like, you know, I just do this, but I really like horses. Like, you know what I mean? He's that guy. You know what I'm saying? And that fits so well with the media because a lot of these dudes like I love basketball, but I can't play it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
he fits. So that's why he fits the criteria of so high in the MVP votes. I think.
I honestly, like right now,
Hmm.
I want to see SGA win the MVP. That's my pick for the NBA
But
MVP.
but
I'll
see
tell
you.
you why.
Go ahead.
Per NBA.com, SGA just totaled his 50th game of the season, scoring 30 plus points, becoming the first player to reach this mark since James Harden. in 2018, 2019. He's also the first player to do so at age 25 or younger since T-Mac and Mike Jordan back in 87, 88. So he's in rare air right now. Only four of the players have scored at least 30 points in 50 plus games during the season. That dude, without him, does OKC is OKC in in the race for number one, number two, number three. I think without him, they still wait till next year type team.
I
No,
don't think so. I think they're above 500 team, but I don't think they like top three, four, five. I think he's the water that runs the cup over. Like, you know what I mean? And because Holdren, because their coach know how to coach. He knows how to coach. That's obvious. And everybody on their team can play ball. They don't really have nobody who can't really play. But SGA is just that guy. You know, everybody on the team, every team has one player that just make the water run over the cup. You know what I'm saying? And some dudes can do it better than others. And he has a complete team, so him running over the cup creates a 1, 2, 3 type team. You know what I mean? Because of how structured that team is. But I think they would be at least over 500. They definitely would be better than the Warriors and the Lakers still without him. I think.
the only thing I think you're forgetting is how tough the Western Conference is this year.
Hmm.
So without him, without that 30 plus points for 50 games, I don't I don't know. I think they're at least in a play in, but I don't even think they midway without SGA. Um
Hmm.
this year is gonna be tough, man. This race. All right. Who's your top three candidates for MVP this year?
Well, Jokic,
Jokic, okay.
SGA,
SGA.
and I know it's a long shot, but
And
well, I'm gonna put Giannis with a caveat of
there you
Anthony.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. It
Because I will throw Brunson in there because he got the Knicks balling, bro. That man be killing and he ain't got nobody. He ain't got
nobody.
nobody. And that man, and he 5'2". He's out there hitting 40 on good teams. Bruh, dude. Like, but like once again, he has to put in the groundwork to be put up there. And it's just something about little man. It's just hard to give a little dude MVP unless he just far and away the best player in the NBA. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way Iverson did it, like that one time. You could just tell he was just better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
After Steph, as far as a guy like under 6'4" and under winning an MVP, I think we're gonna be waiting on that one for a long, long time.
I don't think we're gonna be waiting a long time. You say 6 feet. Well, he's not 6 feet, he's 6 feet. So you talking about like under 6'5"?
Yeah, I said 6'4" and under. I think we're gonna be waiting a long
I
time.
don't I don't think so. I think we got some good players.
We got some great
We
players that's 6'4" and under. It's just
Yeah.
these freaking foreigners and Embiid and Jokic
We might see one of them come through.
and SGA and
What
and
is
and
SGA? SGA like 6'5"?
6'6".
And he's 6'5". You know how they
Wow.
do. You know how they do in the NBA. They give you an inch or two.
They not supposed
Like,
to do that anymore though. Let me see.
mm,
Let me run a check on this height.
mm. No,
It's
he's gonna say 6'6" on there, but
Yeah,
it ain't a strong 6'6". I don't think it's a
he
strong. You
looks
think he
6'6"
Michael
to me.
Jordan? You think he
He,
Michael Jordan height?
I
Kobe
do.
Bryant height?
I do.
We gotta look at some tape with him standing next to Kobe. Cause didn't he play? Yeah, he was around when Kobe was around. We gotta see
He
some tape
was.
on that.
He
So we
was.
gotta see. Cause yeah, I give him like 6'4", 6'5". But anyway,
I think they got
all
James
right.
Harden listed at 6'7", so we can kind of line them up because they did play on the same.
You
Did they?
think you think James Harden is 6'7"?
That's why I said they got him listed at.
Ah,
Keyword.
come
He got
on.
him
That dude like
listed.
six
Keyword.
five, bro. He like 6'5", maybe.
I
Right,
just
right. His beard make him 6'7". My girl said
that
his
that
girl.
mohawk making 6'7". Speaking of Jalen Brunson, he torched my Warriors the other night, man, and I did not appreciate it. So, um, Warriors just last night lost to the Indiana Pacers after beating the Memphis Grizzlies, who were undermanned. I don't even want to ask this question, but if the Warriors don't make the playoffs, do you blow it up? Is it a wrap? Do you trade everybody and start anew?
No,
No? Okay. Explain yourself. Why not?
because with that kind of history behind him, you don't you don't do that. You just build around him again. You know what I mean?
And particularly who? When you say build around them.
Steph, Clay, and Dre.
Okay.
You know, you build around them. Um, I don't think they have a good team around them. I don't think they have the type of team that can propel them over the great teams. If you look at the top teams in the West and stuff, they're complete teams. It's not about the best two and some other guys no more. You have to have a whole squad now. And the last couple of championships been won by teams with whole entire squads, including them when they won it. When they won it, they had a whole team top to bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's getting back to them days to where them big threes and stuff ain't gonna do it no more. You know, Phoenix is a perfect example of that. You gotta have every type of player in the positions that you need them in. People say point guard is dead. No, you gotta have a point guard minded player controlling your ball. Even if he is a scorer, he has to have a point guard mentality to where he knows, okay, I need to take some time off and get people in the game, get us into our offense, get this guy confident because he hasn't made a shot or two in a minute. You know what I mean? You have to have that. Phoenix doesn't have that. That's why they're the team that they are. And I swear to you, if they had a true point guard, they would be the best team in the West. They don't have a true point guard. They have a bunch of people who's looking to score and passing because they have to. The same issue is happening with the Mavericks. Their two best players are people that score, and I'm passing it. Even though Luka and we had this conversation with you about Luka before, is passing the ball. With the Warriors, they have a point guard that's willing to give up the ball when it's needed. They have a shooter that can back him up. They have an enforcer, somebody who can grab rebounds that play defense. And then what? And,
they
and then what? They don't have a particular player. Okay, he's guaranteed to give you 17, 18 a night and hustle and grab all the rebounds. They don't have a Dennis Rodman type dude. They don't have a dude that comes in and when everybody's tired, not even Chris Paul. They don't have nobody that's going to come in there and pose a threat. And you got these dudes, K and Clay. If, if, if I gave up anybody, it would be Clay because I think Clay just needed to change the scenery. I think he done lost his way a little bit. I think he just kind of like playing basketball right now. He's not like, okay, I'm in this to win this for sure. Like, you know, I think that contract is playing a part bigger than people are talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
because he seems like he's forcing it. You know what I mean? And whenever you're a player, if anybody who's listening, you know, if you're a player, whenever you force it, you have your worst games. And that's across any sport. You know what I mean? If you try too hard without it meaning something in a sense of helping the team, you're just trying for yourself because you feel like you off, it never goes well. You know, that's like when you get mad at somebody talking smack to you and they get in your head. So like I'm gonna take these next 5 shots because he pissed me off. And then you miss one, you get more mad. Then you get missed two, then you get more mad. Then you miss three. But now the rest of the team is mad because you only took 3 shots because you mad at this dude. So now you're frustrated at them because you know what just happened to you. You think the team should just let you do that. and you can't be like that. So you have to, with this Warrior team, they need some help, some real help. Somebody. Remember, the best Warrior teams had what?
Two hitters that had at
No,
least.
I'm talking about outside the top three. The best Warrior teams had what? You should know this.
I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know if you're talking about
Mm.
impact off the bench. I don't know if you're talking about a
There you
utility
go. There
guy.
you go. There you go. The best teams, the '73 team, the team even with Durant, they didn't think they was gonna be able to do that, but somehow they ended up with a good bench with that Durant team. All the best Warrior teams had a good supporting cast.
Yeah. Okay.
Even from they had 4 to 5 dudes, not just 2 or 1 or whatever. They had 4 to 5 dudes that came in and contributed some type of way on those teams. Can you name those dudes now besides Kaminga?
Well, if we're talking about just supporting cast or the guys off the bench, they bring Klay Thompson off the bench now. So he's giving you 20 off the bench with Chris Paul and Trace Jackson. Um, Look,
Chris Paul is a shell.
of himself, yeah, but he we have probably a top three bench right now in the entire NBA. I'm telling you,
What you talking about by metrics? But are you talking about by real eye test? You think
both.
that's a
Both.
top five bench?
I know it is by metrics and by watching. When matter of fact, the past 5 games, damn near, our bench been outscoring our starters. Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Trace Jackson, they've been beating ass. It's been our starters. I'm gonna tell you
But
what.
see, but I see the thing is those dudes that you're naming aren't bench players. They're starters for
That's
real.
why they're so damn good off the bench.
But I'm saying though, but no, Clay first of all shouldn't be on the bench. But
He really
that lets
shouldn't
you
be.
know that lets you know like if you take that off, if you take Clay off the bench, see you're going off base if Clay is off the bench. Okay, I'll give you that. But if you put him where he's supposed to be, then what?
Chris
If
Paul,
you take that 20 points off that bench, that's a lot of missing points.
it is. But even before he moved to the bench, we still have one of the better benches as long as we were healthy with B. Paz, Chris Paul, Trace Jackson, and at the time Jonathan Kaminga was coming off the bench too. So we had the whole season we had a decent bench.
I think that Draymond, like I said before, I think the Draymond thing in the first half and him not being around and y'all was on a roll right before he went down the second time or whatever, and then that kind of like killed y'all roll. I think that those setbacks are early setbacks, just like you say, with it being so tough in the West, it's hard to bounce back. And then when you got teams that we didn't, even though I said it, watch out for the Clippers when we first started this whole thing. I was like, the Clippers can be dangerous if they get it together. I don't think they're gonna be good if they don't, but if they do figure it out, they can be one of the most dangerous teams. So now we got teams that's down here playing good basketball. Minnesota, a team that we might have thought might have probably would have been in the fourth, fifth spot. They've been number one for heck of long and stuff like that. So taking them early losses on the Warriors hurt them bad.
Real bad.
Then the health issues, people getting hurt at bad times. It's like it seemed like whenever they would go on a roll or something like that, something would happen. Something would come up. Somebody would get hurt, a suspension or something like that. That's why I don't think. That's why I don't think that they should blow up the team. I think they should better. I think okay. Well, one thing I want to say: losing the president. What's his name? The GM.
Oh, Joe Lacob.
Losing him meant a lot.
It did.
He has a good eye for talent. He was good for picking them dudes that were still up there, uh, but still could fit with the Warriors team. You
Right.
know, um, losing him was a big deal, but they can build around these dudes still. I think they got one more in them if they can get some youngsters with game that can buy in. that can buy into the team concept. You know what I mean? But they got to get that. Just like Kaminga, it took him a long time to buy in, but he finally buying in, and we're seeing a better Kaminga.
To your point earlier, yeah, um, early season troubles hurt us. It hurt us a lot, and it's got us asking this question. Basically, should the Warriors blow it up if they don't make the playoffs next season? It's crazy. We even got to ask this question.
Hmm.
Honestly, as much as I like the dude, I think we're at a crossroads where we got to choose between Steph Curry and Jonathan Kuminga. I'm thinking that we trade Jonathan Kuminga because he's our best trade asset, and we go after a person like Anthony Davis. His contract about to be up, or we go after Mikal Bridges. I don't think Anthony Davis want to leave LeBron at all. I think,
I don't think he want to leave LA. Period.
but I think somebody like Mikal Bridges, I think we're really, really working Golden State more so
Now,
than Kuminga.
well, Anthony Davis, you were on the right track with that. They need a presence.
We really do.
Michael is in the presence. He's a good defender and stuff like that, but he's not somebody you just going to continue. They need another person that you got to worry about since Clay has lost his way a little bit. Unless Clay come back with a renewed sense of himself next season, um, they need to find another killer, but not another guard. They need to find like a big man, somebody that can like a Mobley or a Payne Carroll or somebody like that. You know what I mean? One of these lanky youngsters that who like just I ain't gotta score 30, but I want to score 19 and and 10 rebounds and block some shots. They who would fit perfect with them?
Who?
Uh Robinson from New York.
Robinson. Oh, they center.
Yeah.
Um. Whoa, hold on. Okay. I did the cancel button. Looked like somebody young tried to join the podcast, so just hit the cancel button.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I like that, right?
Mhm.
The problem is the only problem I think of is Steve Kerr and his coaching philosophy and him always having to have like this small ball squad.
Mhm.
So yeah, it is going to have to be somebody like if we do get like a big, he's going to have to be a mobile big, like an Anthony Davis, like a Paulo Banchero. It's just I think about Brandon Podziemski being in the lineup, having him and Steph Curry both 6'4" as your backcourt. I think a great replacement for somebody like a Brandon Podziemski is a Mikal Bridges, only because he plays great defense. He's long, he got the energy, and he can shoot the laces off the ball.
I
Now,
think they should get rid of Wiggins before they get rid of Kaminga.
of course, Kaminga is the better player, and if we can keep Kaminga, great. It's just I think their styles, Kaminga and Steph and Clay, and they'll kind of like clash. They don't necessarily work all the time. It's
I
just
think he. Go
you
ahead.
keep
No, go
going.
ahead. Go ahead. No, you saying.
If if he comes back a little bit more developed, Jonathan Kaminga, as far as like his jump shot and that freaking flailing victim mentality he got when he turned over the ball and then he turned and act like he got fouled or something. What? Like
Yeah.
that bullshit gets under my skin, bro.
Yeah.
Learn from it. Just
Yeah.
learn from it. Learn. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop swinging the ball through. Maybe you should bring it up here next time. Maybe you
I
should.
think he could be a better version. I think he could be a more better scoring version of Wiggins. I think
Can be. You got to control.
you subtract Wiggins, you stick him right where Wiggins is. You put Clay back in the offense. You put Steph, Clay, Kaminga, Dre, and you find a big man who ain't tripping off scoring, who like embarrassing fools on defense.
Okay.
Like their best team to me was a team with Bogut. Big man who just I just want to block shots, score 12 points, grabs 8, 9, 10, 11 rebounds. That's all I want to do. I know this is coming. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do. Like, you know, that's exactly what they need. A big man like that. A threat at the basket, get 10 rebounds, for three offensive, 7 to 6 defensive. You know what I mean? Score like anywhere from 9 to 13 to 14 points for them nights where Dre is off. You know, they need somebody like that. That's what they need. And then you put Kaminga as small forward. Boom, you got a squad right there. You know what I mean? Their best squad and I don't like the fact that um, um, Steve Kerr runs that type of offense. And really, at Jackson, dude, what's his name? The
Trace
youngster.
Jackson. Mm-hmm.
He
Trace Jackson.
fits. He just an inch too short. If he was like 2 more inches taller, because I give him like 6'9", 6'10". If he was like 6'11", 7 feet, he would be like a reincarnation of a Bogut almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think that
It's funny that you say like we need a big man that kind of like an Andrew Bogut because Nikolai Vucevic is about to be on. I think he's about to be a restricted free agent for the Chicago Bulls.
mhm,
It'd be pretty dang nice to put him in the with the Warriors. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, I
mhm.
get that. And
Yeah.
Trace Jackson.
Like I would have liked Porzingis with if the Warriors could have swooped Porzingis. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
That would yeah. The only thing when I think about Porzingis is just his health.
Injury, it's health.
If he's gonna be there, is he
Yeah, I
gonna
get what
be
you're
there?
saying. And see when you run a traditional offense, it helps Chris Paul more because he's more of a traditional offense point guard. So when you bring in that second unit, you can go to a traditional offense with them. You know what I'm saying? I think, but see, the only thing about the West too, we have to understand outside of Minnesota and maybe Denver, they play a tradition. Everybody else play like an untraditional type, starting five. Their forwards are small, like you know what I mean. So it's a
Right.
lot of fast paced offense. You know what I mean. But if you flip the coin on that, the top teams have regular style offense: center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard. You know what I mean. Denver, Minnesota, two big men, three average size dudes. Those are the teams that's right now. Like I say, I think the league is going to start to revert to that because Jokic is becoming Shaq like. You know what I mean? Where you gotta have a big man that can hold dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So teams
They
are gonna start having to get the Wimby's and stuff like that, maybe more bigger dudes. But those dudes are gonna come back in fashion, the 6'9" to 6'11" power forward dudes, because people need to be able to stop Jokic, because Jokic is just killing everybody. He's doing it just with brute strength. You know what I mean?
right. Right. I feel that. And yeah, you are right. It is becoming a more traditional style. It's just it's becoming like a 4-and-1 or a 5-out offense where everyone is skilled. So no,
Hmm.
I feel that. Trace Jackson. It okay. We don't have to blow anything up as long as Kaminga develop a little bit more and
Hmm.
Trace Jackson develop a little bit more as far as
Ah,
skill wise.
nah.
But
Gotta get rid of Wiggins.
I'm on the boat of restructuring, at least restructuring that team to fit more so Klay Thompson, Steph, and Dre.
How long is Chris Paul around? And he gonna win? He on a 1 year deal?
Yeah, he's on an expiring contract. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have Chris Paul.
Yeah, so that means dude that started right now is gonna start being behind Steph, and they gonna make him the new what's his name? I say I we forgot his name. He's so trash. Dude in Washington.
Jordan Poole. He was a big part of that
Oh,
bench.
wait a minute, hold on. Let me hear you say it.
No.
Let me hear you say it.
You
Let
were
me hear
right.
you. Thank
I
you.
was wrong.
Thank you. I
Hold
told
up.
you that boy is trash, boy. I told you the pool party has sunk. He's the empty pool on Ace Ventura. He's that guy.
Give
I
him,
can't do it, Captain. I can't
give,
do it.
just give him a sec. Just at least one more year.
No, I give him that, but I said this year
You did say that.
when he put the ball in this boy's hands and everything is on him,
Yeah.
it's going to affect this dude. All that, all them little special plays are going to be magnified now. Instead of people going, "Oh, that was dope," it's going to be, "Why'd you do that?" You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened. I told you the boy is trash. I got to talk to my OG at work because I told him the boy is trash.
I need
But
your All
anyway,
NBA selections.
okay, you got to give me the group. You got to give me the group.
All right. I can give you 20 players.
Okay, well, okay. I know my first five: Jokic, Giannis, SGA. It's right on the tip of my tongue. SGA. Who's the other dude? Ah, SGA, Tatum, and I got Kawhi on the bubble as my fifth,
Ooh.
and Steph on the bubble as my fifth.
Okay. I think it's
Cause I don't know if Steph is still playing right.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's making the criteria. He wasn't hurt long enough. He's making the criteria, right? Because
He
he's still
he's played 63 games right now.
yeah.
Um
Um, and uh,
I think you
so I
forget
wanna who who am I forgetting?
Luka Doncic.
No, okay, yeah, that's who I was forgetting. Yeah, so it is. It's Jokic, uh, Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Luca, and then Curry or Kawhi.
No, you said Jason Tatum. So you taking
Oh,
Jason Tatum?
so no, Tatum or Curry. I'm sorry.
Tatum or Curry? I got Jason Tatum. I got Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Luka, and Jason Tatum. I
Mm-hmm.
figured Jason Tatum, he on the winningest team in the NBA right now, averaging the most points. I think
Mm-hmm.
he first team All NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. A lot of people been kind of tampering with that final selection of Jason Tatum because they've been like, okay, well, Kawhi Leonard, then Anthony
Mm-hmm.
Davis, then Steph doing his thing, but
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's Jason Tatum
And Anthony Edwards too.
and
Anthony Edwards,
Anthony
once
Edwards.
again, it's a groundwork thing. Once again, you got to lay some groundwork before you get put in the upper echelon of NBA first team.
Yeah,
But he's close though. He right there. I know he on my second team for sure, for sure.
honestly, with him, Anthony Edwards. It's kind of shady to say this, but had Karl Anthony Towns went down earlier and he's been carrying for longer, he's probably first team.
First team, oh for
Yeah,
sure,
easy,
for sure,
easy.
easy. Well, I got on a sleeper. Somebody brought something to my attention. I like Bronson on second team.
Give me your second team then.
So I like Anthony Edwards, Brunson, um, Steph, Kawhi, and Anthony Davis.
It- great minds think alike. We were one off on the first team, and we're one off on the second team. I don't have Steph on my second team.
You got him on your first team.
I got him on my I got him on my third team. I gave you my
Okay.
first team: Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Luka, Jason Tatum. My second team, I got Anthony Davis, like you said. I got Anthony Edwards, like you said. I got Jalen Brunson, like you said. I got Kawhi Leonard, like you said. My pick was Jalen Brown instead of Steph.
Mm. So Jalen is on my third team.
Yeah, I got so
Okay.
Jalen Brown.
Only reason why is he been gangster these last couple of weeks, man. He been gangster, man. He still can't dribble to save his life, but he been gangster the last couple of weeks. I don't think I might surprise him with my third team because somebody else was brought to my attention. He just don't get the light shined on him too much. It's a bonus. What you think about that?
I think I got him on my third team. So
so Jalen, Sabonis, 13. Brooks, no, Durant, um, hmm,
hmm.
last two gonna be hard. Um, Hollenberg, Holland, Pacers. Is it how they say?
Halliburton, Tyrese
Halle,
Halliburton.
Halliburton.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, sir. I don't think Halliburton not gonna meet them 65 games.
Oh, okay, so he's off the list. I can't pick it. I was gonna pick Mitchell. He ain't gonna make it either. So that's why I say the last two spots is hard.
So
Uh,
I'm gonna give you mine then.
okay.
Um, the very last spot is going to be dependent upon if the
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I got
if
my other two.
Philadelphia 76ers make the playoffs.
I got my other two.
So, but until they prove that they made the playoffs, I got De'Aaron Fox.
Hmm.
I got Domantas Sabonis.
Hmm.
I got Kevin Durant.
Hmm.
I got LeBron James.
There you go.
And I got Stephen Curry.
Okay. Okay. So I wanted Dame Lillard and LeBron.
Dame Lillard. Dame. That one kind of hard to me for Dame because
Because I
it's
was gonna put Maxi, but
so if Philadelphia 76ers make the playoffs, I'm selecting Tyrese Maxey over Darian Fox.
mhm.
They stat for stat, they there. It's just Darian Fox got it been having his full roster most of the season.
I was gonna pick the Aaron Fox, but I wasn't. He ain't missed no games this season. I thought he was under the criteria.
He missed games, but I
Because
think
if he didn't, then Sabonis might have to take a dun 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 dun. Because that's because De'Aaron Fox is that boy is lightning. That boy is lightning with a basketball, man. Come on, come on. You know he my type of point guard, and he a lefty, so he got you with the man, man.
let me look it up real quick. Uh, Darian Fox have played. Yeah, he's played 61 games this season, so he in there.
All right, well, I might have to have three guards in there. You know what I'm saying? Because I like Dame Lillard, I like De'Aaron, and I definitely like LeBron. So that leaves Jalen and who's the other person? Too many
Uh,
names.
you said Jalen Brown. Um, it's a dude. It's a couple people that's gonna be left off this list
Well, of course, it's always a couple of people left off the list. It's
where
how that works.
were we either talking snubs or we talking just didn't meet the criteria, like Tyrese Halliburton,
Mm-hmm.
like
Sarah Donovan Mitchell,
Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo,
Randall before he went down, he was balling.
Julius Randle, yeah, Paulo
Cat,
Banchero,
Cat.
Cat, yeah, dang, Cat, Zion.
Zion, I think Zion should be on the third team though. I ain't gonna front.
He got a case for it.
And he ain't missed that many games. He's still under the games. He's still right there where he can still do it. If he don't get hurt, he can still make it. So he could replace somebody because New Orleans in the fight. New Orleans, and it's been a lot to do with him too. And he playing point guard too. He
Bruh.
playing point guard too. So wait a minute, I don't know, man. Like, man,
So I gave you
I
my
don't
third
know,
team.
man.
Gave you my third
I
team.
forgot all about Zion. I forgot
Yeah.
all about Zion.
Kevin
Yeah.
Durant, DeMontis, Darian Fox.
That's who it was. Durant. That's who the person I was missing. But go ahead, sorry.
Who would you replace for Zion then? If you had to kick somebody off that third team.
Dang.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was another one that didn't make All NBA team for me. That was Dane. Only because of it is not necessarily him, it's what's been happening around him and his inability to keep up, with the divorce going on and going to a new team and switching coaches and getting acclimated to Milwaukee. That's my reasoning for him. But like
I forgot
um
all about Zion. That boy been balling, bro.
Brandon Ingram not gonna make it either. That's another snub. Oh, DeMar DeRozan not gonna make it. That's another snub. Like, well, in my opinion.
His team is kind of third team, like, because he down there with LeBron, kind of like LeBron is just making it because he just LeBron. I think he just automatically got to make it when he averaging this many points at his age. Like he just automatically got to make it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody say. When you 40 years old and you averaging 27 and 7, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7, like when you doing all that, like
Yeah.
you making one of those teams. You know what I'm saying? Because
No, yeah.
this dude's on this list that would love to be averaging that after 31, 33, 34,
At any time in
35.
the
You know what
NBA.
I'm
At any
saying?
time in the NBA,
But to
yes.
be freaking 40 and to be damn near averaging a triple double, like yeah, he on one of those teams. So I had to give him that's the you get love pick for the NBA team right
Say,
there.
bro. Wait a minute. Tyrese Halliburton actually might make the criteria. He had 57 games. He might actually make it to that 65. I don't know how many games they got left. So as long
Well,
as
we might have if he make it to the 65, we might have to argue second and first team with him.
he ain't making my first team, but that second team, yeah, maybe so. But would you put him on a second team?
How? How would he make first team when his team came from where they were? And the dude averages dang near a triple double as a point guard in the East. And he solely the reason why Indiana got eyes on them, why they balling the way they is.
Mhm.
Like he's actually sped up the whole Eastern Conference.
He's been
Because
on a month and a half slump after that injury. That's why.
uh,
That's
okay.
why. So
That's
he
crazy.
hasn't been playing better than the SGA. He hadn't been playing better than Luca. He hadn't been playing better than Tatum. Now, I don't think he's been playing better than Jalen Brunson on my second team. But I guess you can place an argument for Tyrese over Jalen Brunson. I wouldn't.
No,
Now,
maybe not. Maybe not. Well, I mean, I'm still thinking. I'm basing it off early season. I
right.
ain't really thinking about like, I'm thinking more like overall when you look at his game. This dude is, I had to admit it myself. I was wrong. This dude is out of this freaking world with this old awkward ass. But, but
Yeah.
But yeah, that dude got game, man. Well, we definitely gonna be in the talks for first and second team next year if he gets back
Facts.
gets back to it, to how he was playing in the first half of the season, if he can get back to that, he's definitely in the conversation. You know what
Now
I'm
we had to
saying?
have a conversation about that third team. Like right now, that third team,
Yeah,
I got Steph and De'Aaron Fox, but we got Tyrese Maxey and Halliburton sitting on the outside looking in like maybe they should.
man. That's another thing with Steph, man. Like Steph, if you go off what Steph was doing from then, and I know he done had a few bad games as of like the last month or so, but the dude was dang near averaging like 35 points. Like, dude, he was like, he is a, and once again, we got to talk about size, we got to talk about age.
Got to talk about
He,
teammates.
yeah, man, that dude's out of this world, man. Like, he's 13 is just too low. That's too low.
The main reason I got Steph on that list is because without Steph playing, the Golden State Warriors have won one game. One game when Steph is not playing.
Uh,
They got like 7 losses when he's not playing, and they won only one time. So for me, Steph makes at least that All NBA third team.
but that's even what I makes that even more worse. Why he should be in a first or second team because he's the most valuable player. If we're going to talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Because that puts him up in that argument. Because earlier in the season, when they were actually kind of winning games, he was up in that conversation for about that long. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's how good he was playing, like with barely nobody, and when they were winning games. So when I think about that, it's like, once again we're going overall again. You know what I mean? If we go from start to finish, he's been one of them top 5 dudes. Without I think he got hurt maybe what 2 or 3 games or something like that.
Yeah, Steph had 61 games, so
And so yeah, so that injury kind of set him back a little bit. He in a little bit of a slump loop right now so far as 3-point shooting. But that's one of them things that like you can hit two one night and then boom, the next team go in. So with that, I mean with him, I don't know about
yeah, with
anybody
him,
else. With
yeah.
him,
Like LeBron said, that little light skin
yeah, like with
Yeah.
him, I don't know about anybody else, but yeah. So I don't really feed into the slumps with him like I used to too much because they 11 of them can drop on you any night. You know what I'm saying? So
Cold world. Cold world.
yeah,
But
yeah,
nah, this I can't wait to see what the actual selections are when they do come out with the All NBA teams because I'm
yeah,
right here ready to argue. Because
yeah.
especially for Tyrese Maxey and Tyrese Halliburton, the two Tyreses, I want to see where they fall. I'm
Yeah.
really
I'm
interested.
looking forward to that too. I want to see too. I think a lot of people are rooting for Tyrese. So Maxie. So he's a good kid. He got a good personality, and he kind of like holding it down in Philly all by himself. So I know
Facts.
once again that they had blue collar city. A lot of them writers is East Coast writers.
Hold on, is
So
that my little sister in the comments? Love you, little sis.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, big bro, it's been an hour.
uh well, I would like to thank everybody for joining our episode of Leave It on the Court podcast. We just left it on the court. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I love you, bro.
Love you
It's
too,
always
big bro.
it's always a pleasure talking to you. This basketball thing. So
Definitely.
we need everybody go to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the channel. Leave It on the Court podcast. We need to get them subscribes up. You know what I'm saying? So we get more
Facts.
eyes on us. So if you can do that, we would love that. You know what I'm saying? So until next Saturday, that's gang.
That's game.